Hello everyone, Eve from British Garden Centres here, and today I'm really excited because we're going to be creating our own potted bulb containers. If you nip into your local British Garden Centres now, you will see that we've got lots of these potted spring flowering bulbs in. We've got bulbs like crocuses, daffodils, tulips, hyacinths and muscari. And these are great to plant in your garden now if you've missed the planting window for spring flowering bulbs back in the autumn. Or they are also great if you want to try some different varieties of spring flowering bulbs. Potted bulbs are great because it means that you've got flexibility in where you want to plant your bulb. So if you want some spring colour close to your house, you can buy potted bulbs, put them into a container, put them by your back door, and then let them flower. Once they've flowered, it's fantastic because you can dig up the bulbs and then plant them out into your garden, and they will keep flowering year after year. Potted bulbs are also great if you've got a small garden, patio or balcony and you are looking for some instant spring colour. These potted bulbs have been grown on by us, which means that when you plant them in your garden now, they are going to flower a lot earlier than all of your other spring flowers, which means that you get beautiful blooms pretty quickly after planting. So let's get to it and plant up our potted bulb container. First up, you will need your potted bulbs, and I have chosen a selection of hyacinths, daffodils and crocus. There's so many different varieties for you to choose from, but I've gone for spring flowering bulbs all in white so that they stand out against my lovely forest green coloured pot. But you can use whatever pot you have available. You'll also need a trowel, some gardening gloves, some horticultural potting grit and any general peat-free garden compost. The first thing you need to do is fill your pot with your compost. Depending on the size of your pot and the bulbs you've chosen will depend on how full you'll need to fill it. But because I've got a shallow pot, I am filling mine about halfway with my compost. Then I am adding a couple of trowelfuls of potting grit. I'm not adding too much, but I'm adding enough so that it's going to help with drainage, because these bulbs will hate to sit in water and will go soggy and rotten if they get too waterlogged. So the grit will help to drain any rain water. So I'm giving this a really good mix, and then it's time to move on to planting in my bulbs. I'm starting with the hyacinth as this will have the biggest flower, and then I'll base all the other bulbs around this. So I've gently tipped the hyacinths out of the pot, and then I'm going to separate the bulbs. So it's really simple, and don't worry too much about breaking off any roots, but you just need to tease each individual bulb away from the original clump, and then you can place them where you'd like in the pot. I'm putting the 3 hyacinths in a triangle shape in the centre before moving on to my daffodils, which will be the next largest flower. So again, I'm tipping it out of the pot, and then I'm going to tease away each bulb, and then I am just dotting these in around the hyacinths in my pot. Lastly, I just need to add in my little white crocuses, and I've done the same, tip them out of the pot and tease them all apart, and then I'm dotting these in where I've got any leftover room. The more spring flowering bulbs means the more impact in your container. So don't worry about leaving too much space around your bulb for it to grow, as it's not going to really expand outwards in the first year. It's going to be growing upwards. So you can really pack them in to your pot like I am doing here. And once you're happy with the placement of your potted bulbs, you will need to fill in the gaps with your peat-free compost. So using your trowel, gently tip in the compost around the bulbs. And I have found that the best way to get your compost in the gaps, because this can be quite fiddly, is to grab your pot and give it a good shake, and the compost will fall into place. You can then use your hands to gently firm in the compost around your bulbs. And to complete our potted bulb container, we are going to top dress it with the horticultural grit. The reason we do this is, firstly, it gives your pot a lovely sleek finish and it looks really aesthetically pleasing, but also when your bulbs start to flower, they have really delicate flowers, and if it does rain, the rain tends to splash compost onto the pretty petals, so having the grit on top of the compost helps to avoid this. All that's left to do is tidy up the outside of our pot and give it a good water to settle in the bulbs. And that's your potted bulb container finished. Make sure to put this somewhere nice and sunny and give the compost a water only when it's dry. And more importantly, make sure you can put it somewhere where you can enjoy the beautiful spring flowers when they bloom. I hope this video inspires you to create your own potted bulb container at home. And if you'd like to shop any of the products seen in this video, then you can nip into your local British Garden Centre, or you can shop online on our website. And for more content like this, don't forget to follow our social media channels and subscribe to this YouTube channel for more videos. Thank you for watching, everyone. See you next time.